Howdy guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Auntie Tay. If you guys are new here, that's who I am. If you're not, welcome back. I've missed you. Today we're talking wallpaper. Wallpaper is so fun and it's like a staple to dollhouses because you just add wallpaper to any dollhouse and it's automatically going to elevate it. So today we're doing a few different techniques. We're going to do paper just by measuring it. We're going to do fabric and we're going to do a Cricut cut file, which I have available for the IKEA houses, but I will have more SVGs available as I start to learn other dollhouses on the market that a lot of people have. But for now, I have all of the IKEA ones. We're also going to put wainscoting, which I'm not sure if it's called wainscoting or wainscoting, but we're gonna put that on as well, which is also a laser file I have. We're doing wallpaper today. Let's get going. So the IKEA file can work on paper or anything that your Cricut can cut. You can do it with fabric, you can do it with acetate, and I will be working on tons of different files. So let me know in the comments down below what dollhouse you have. I know I'll be working on some for Real Good Toys. The hard thing with the IKEA one is that some of the walls are larger than 12 by 12. So I actually created like half walls and different pieces that you can piece together. You just have to make sure that if you want it all one pattern, you pick a like seamless piece of paper. So here's how to do it also manually, which actually turned into a pain because these houses were already put together. But if they were not put together, I could trace the walls and then put the paper on. But I was attempting to make a template and it turned out really hard. But then I was trying to make paper that would actually work on the background. So I realized I had to line up the patterns. And this, I was using the corners I had cut off from the paper. So then I had to angle it even a different way. And it worked out, but it's not my most ideal favorite way to do this. It was actually pretty frustrating. I'm sure I could figure out how to do it a little better, but this was going to be a template I was going to trace and then turn into a cut file, but I ended up just having to measure. The second side I just placed in there. This was actually cut with my Cricut as well, so the angle was correct, but I wanted to get the width. The IKEA wallpaper is just a little hard to do because the back wall is not an actual wall, like if that makes sense. So now I'm going to do fabric, and this one I cut with my Cricut, so it was the perfect size. I started with the short side on the right and then realized that the angle would have been easier to do if I did the longer side first. So I just kind of finagled it so that it was perfect and then stretched it to all the spaces. And while the hot glue was still warm, I just kind of nudged it into the crack, trying to make sure that none of the background was there. You could also paint the background, I just realized, if you really wanted to. And again, if you do buy these IKEA dollhouses that aren't already assembled, like what I got them on Marketplace, you can wallpaper before you put it together, which is in the course. It does say that. That's the easiest way to do this. But if you are refinishing a dollhouse, this is just what you'll have to get used to doing. And then an X-Acto knife is very helpful too. I just was like determined to not use an X-Acto knife. I don't know why, but I just try to avoid using them at all costs. And I really don't know what the issue is there. So the other side I used paper. You'll see in the final I ended up using the half sheet of this, but I just wanted to have this pink cheetah. And with this dollhouse, I'm kind of going for all of my favorite patterns mixed together, but I don't know, I realized I have a lot of favorite patterns and it makes it kind of complicated when you're trying to make them all match, and it just doesn't always work out the best, but it's all good. And so then I started to do the squares, and I was just doing four little pieces of hot glue to see how I liked them in case I wanted to take them off. And then for the bottom of this, I'm going to use the wainscoting file, and I cut the bottom out of paper, the bottom layer out of paper, because I had paper the same color as the paint, which you'll see in a second, but you can cut it out of wood and paint it as well. Then for this guy, like I said, the IKEA one is just a little wonky because the walls aren't really walls. They're like rectangles and random shapes, and they're all different. So by the time you're seeing this, I might have most of these SVGs ready for you guys, but every single wall was a different size, and I had to figure out exactly the size that it was. And this one I actually just measured and cut with my slicer, so you can always do that as well. I was just finding that it was hard to measure the insides of these. This paper is actually like a fabric paper, which I thought was really cool. And then this one is a Snow White inspired, which actually made me want to create this whole room Disney inspired, but like subtly. So I don't know if you'll see it in this video, but I actually made a dollhouse that was Snow White inspired that I'll be putting in this room. And then I think I'm going to do the other side, a different one. So here's the wainscoting, and there's two different ways that I designed this. One with an engraved file, and this one, which actually has the back if you want to cut the back, but I just wanted to save time, so I used paper for the back. And I realized that this part would take way less time if I had done the back, because I wouldn't have had to like delicately get into all the sides. I could have just sponged it all up. So I started playing with all the patterns of different things that I had, and I attempted this with tissue paper. It was from my planner, and I'm obsessed with Laurel Denise planner patterns. So I've been saving this for something special, and I thought I would Mod Podge this on, which I thought I'd still put this in the tutorial because it's a good technique. You can do this with fabric or lots of different things, but this tissue paper was a little thin, and I wasn't liking it. Otherwise, I would have put more effort into it, and then I would have lowered it too. I should have lowered it to make sure it went to the bottom. But you'd basically Mod Podge underneath and then on top. But I was finding that it was starting to get very wrinkled. You can do this with like napkins too. Like there's so many different things. I tried to kind of see if I would be able to scrape those out, and I would not have been able to. So I just pulled it off. I have a lot more of this tissue paper, so I plan to try to work it in somewhere along the way. But that was a cool technique that did not work for me. But I'm sure it'll work for you if you give it a try. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was give other ideas for trim. So I used a piece of ribbon. This kind of gives that 90s banner vibes. I don't know if anyone remembers those, but wallpaper. Do you remember when we used to do like Midway banners and they were like wallpaper, but they were just a strip? We need to bring those back. And then I wanted to add a bow to this because I'm obsessed with bows, which I'll show you in a second. I guess we're doing the wainscoting. So now that the paint is dry on these, I'm just gonna pop these on with some hot glue. I did design these 7 inches wide. I don't know why. They weren't the right size, but I will be adding different elements to the course with longer ones and shorter ones, but you can manually cut these or overlap them like I did so that they fit the room that I was working on. And you can obviously scale them if you are cutting them. You just may have to change the height of your paper or your backing. Here's the engraved wainscoting. Again, let me know how I'm saying this. And I painted it orange to try to pull in the oranges, and I absolutely hated it with this dollhouse. But I finished it because I wanted to set it aside for the boys' dollhouse because I think it'll be super cute. So here's me putting on that bow. And after I did this, I kept thinking, why is it not a thing for us to put bows on our walls? And it kind of is. Bows are very popular, but just like as like a ribbon tied around your whole room. So this is also kind of an inspiration for me for my new space that I'm going to be working on. And I can give, you know, all the creative, crazy ideas like scrapbook walls and different things in my dollhouse and decide if I really like it. I could try to emulate it on my bigger walls, but here's a look at the beginning stages of this dollhouse. I have so many fun things I'm going to be working on and doing. We're going to be building furniture and adding more elements, and that mini dollhouse right there is going to get some fun little add-ons. But for now, we have a bunch of these files available in the course, and the course is growing as you guys watch it. And of course, if you're a member, you get access to all of my courses. So check it out. We've got all the laser files that you see in this available now. Bye, guys.